Warning before you fall into the dread of madness. The shadowed path beneath your steps has led you here, but before you take another step, make sure your mind is ready. Beyond this strange path you will encounter blood thick with the stain of sin, limbs torn apart in hatred, the suffocating dread of love turned possessive, in the ecstatic lust of unbridled desire. If you're still here, then go on, because you already know what awaits beyond. The experience ahead contains depictions of blood, gore, violence, and sexuality. And thank you so much for joining me for Livber, Smoke and Mirrors. We did play a Next Fest demo of this, and this is going to be a narrative game where we make choices and we unravel a really dark story. So, happy October, happy Halloween, and let's see what is going on. And we are starting from the beginning. I know if you watched the demo, we got probably about, I think, the first act in, our first chapter. I see her in my dreams, her and that house on the edge of a cliff. Everything changed after reading that letter. The one bearing her name, my old love, Lilith. 5 years ago on a dark night, they took her from that house, executed her for black alchemy. I was the one who turned her in. But now she's calling me back to the house, wants to bury her breath in my sin. But how? That's what I have to find out. Act 1, welcome home, my love. Far past the Hook Haven, which is woven by the grounded ships of Livber, there's a whirlwind roaring in the east. You don't see it. You don't hear it. Yet you know the power it holds, enough to alter all of Gaia. A womb for gales to blow out of. But you come here. You wait standing in the heart of twilight, silently, eyes shut. 5 years later, once again, you stand at the door to this house, a letter clutched in your hand. The raindrops fall on the paper, landing with soft patters. You grip the letter tightly with both hands, keeping it from being blown away by the wind. The silvery moonlight, trapped between the clouds, shimmers across the ink spilled from a woman's hand. You read the lines again and again and again. My love, if you're reading these lines, it means there's still something inside your heart that belongs to me. As I've always told you, death is far too ordinary a thing to keep us apart. I will give birth to our creation in our home, but beneath the place we once shared, you must be with me, inside me, because our creation cannot be left undone. Turn back, pass through the dark, complete us. We were always meant to be one, and we still can be, my love, as long as you have the courage, as long as you do not fear. I am waiting for you. And the never all, Lilith. I need to put an end to this nonsense. Lilith is dead. And yet you fear that she isn't, because what waits for you may be far more dangerous than a corpse calling you to her door. Like what? Like memories. Just like this very moment, standing here in the rain. A memory brought you here, and it keeps you here. Why here? Why would Lilith call me here? Where else could it be? This is where the two of you began. That wooden house on the cliffs by Livber's shore. This is where you first held each other. Your first night, your first love, and your first lies. All buried here. This two-story hovel raised upon your memories. I can still leave. It's not too late for anything. Yes, but you won't. The trembling letter in your hand is proof of that. You will see the simple village buried beneath Livber's shores. You'll open the door to the shack, standing right here, where you stand now. That's it. That easy. We put the letter in our pocket. You carefully fold that soaked paper so it won't tear under the rain, and as you tuck it into your coat's inner pocket, a strange sense of relief washes over you. The letter is where it belongs. But you must keep moving. You shouldn't stand in the rain any longer. We go to open the door and we hear a meow. Just as your hand reaches the door, you hear Yell's voice from beyond the threshold. The ring-backed cutie, who never truly leaves you and never truly belonged to you. Her white fur glows as if soaked in light, not rain. She spreads her wings and leaps swiftly towards you. Landing at your feet, she shakes the droplets from her coat, and then she sits back on her hind legs, head tilted, amber eyes watching you with curiosity. Meow, meow. Do you know what's waiting for me in there, my friend? Or lean down to pet. You know, I think in my first play in the demo, I think I did lean down. I think I'm going to do this one. Meow, meow. Yell gently brushes her head against your feet, and then she stops before the door. She looks up at it, and with a soft stroke, she traces the door frame with her paw. And then she turns her amber eyes to you. Well, then. You take a deep breath and reach for the door. Hold on, I'm going to roll up. A Bacter is born from the third clash between light and dark within the cosmic Never-All. These tainted life forms range from feral beasts to those capable of forming packs with humans and living in guilds among their own kind. And a cutie, a domesticated bacterium believed to hail from the Sky Nation due to its non-functional wings. Okay. Well then, take a deep breath and reach for the door. The wind falls silent for a moment, and you hear the waves of the sea easing in the distance. Far, far away, the flash of a lightning strike blinds you, but its thunder never reaches your ears. The raindrops hang weightless in midair. Yale glances at you one last time and spreads her wings, then leaps into the shadows between the rocks. Your fate embraces you. The door creaks open, but even you don't know what it is that you hope to see, do you? Your guilt has chased you all the way here, and at last, your sins have caught you. I'm ready to face my past. No, you wish you were. As you crack the door open, the air brushing against your face is stale and musty. The sweetness of talleth flowers mixes with the scent of something burned. It pulls you back to that festival day, to the moment you first met Lilith, and then you see her, standing beneath the dim light, like she's been torn from the heart of this house. You lose your breath, a chill crawls up your spine, and you freeze. It takes you a moment to realize your knees are trembling, whether from fear or excitement. You can't tell. A whisper slips from your lips. Lilith? She doesn't see you, bent slightly over the table, trying to light a candle, just as you remember her. Lilith, the ghost of your past, your greatest lie and sin. Is this really Lilith? You stare, stunned, at the woman who stands before you. She should be dead. Her hair no longer shines like it did that festival night. Reddish-brown strands fall over her shoulder like wet strings. Her skin is sallow, her ghost-like paleness in her eyes. The moment she turns her head and you meet them, another hollow question slips from your lips. How? You remember. The festival night, a warm breeze carries the city's aroma far away. You too slip away from the crowded streets. The early black's crimson glow wraps Lilith's hair like a fiery halo. The noise of celebration fades behind you. Right there, you hand Lilith a bouquet of white tulip flowers. She looks deep into your eyes and she smiles. Tossing her hair back, she asks the same question. It's a white-colored plant resembling a forget-me-not flower. White tulip flowers. How did you find these? There's nothing I couldn't find for you. A beautiful lie, told so well, even you believed it yourself. She looks at you. My love. She looks at you as if about to say something. A pained smile touches her lips. The silence hangs between you. You've finally come. You're alive. How can this be? Oh, I assumed you had read the letter, my love. Death is far too ordinary a thing to separate us. When you left me that night, I left the boundaries of my body. Isn't that what we always sought in the end? I wasn't the one leaving you, Lilith. You wanted this. Oh, this isn't the time for accusations, my love. After all these years, to finally see you. Come, sit. As the candle flame flickers, you think you see a brief shadow of hatred flash across Lilith's face, as if beneath her skin another face is waiting. No, I won't sit before you give me an answer. Is it really you? Lilith slowly approaches. You now see her eyes more clearly than ever. Something breathes behind her gaze. Her body leans towards you, getting closer. You feel the sweet aroma rising from her skin, her warm breath brushing against you. Oh, that's creepy. My love, do you truly not recognize me? This is just a game. All of this. This has to be an illusion. An illusion? Her smile spreads across her face. If only it were, my love, then perhaps I'd wake up in the night you left me. But here you are, so shall we eat? We sit in the chair. I really put in work to make tonight perfect. I wanted certain things to be flawless for our reunion. After you left me to rot, it's been... He pauses for a moment and looks out the window where the moonlight falls. You thought I should have died. I know you did. You thought I should have died. I know you did. After I made you that offer, after I told you that we had to become one, our souls, my love, we had to piece our souls together and bind them with that alchemy ritual. You expected me to pay the price for your madness, Lilith. I said no because you had decided to destroy me. I had to make a choice. Her hand holding the fork freezes in midair for a second. As the silence stretches, her breathing deepens. My madness! I offered you my love, only love, a love so deep that even death couldn't end it. But you were afraid. Afraid to be with me beyond Neverall. You betrayed me. Did you think I wouldn't know? When I told you about the black alchemy ritual? When I spoke of piecing our souls together to crown our love? You saw my blood, heard my screams. You saw me vanish into the dark of the waters. Neverall is an infinite cosmic void that existed before the birth of the universe, from which the forces of light and dark emerged. We remain silent. She turns her face towards you, and it darkens with hatred, with rage, with something darker, with something even I cannot name. Her skin ripples, as if 100 tiny things move beneath it. You can't tell if it's real, or just the candle's flickering light playing tricks on you. But then, just as quickly as it came, the moment passes, and Lilith slowly leans back. Love means something different to you. You don't love me. You want to own me. Oh, it breaks my heart that you believe it could be that simple, my love. You don't understand. I never wanted to own you. Never did. The wooden walls of the house groan under the assault of the rain, driven harder by the wind. The sea crashes against the cliffs and then pulls back into itself with a hiss of white foam. Darkness spreads outward beyond the horizon. For a fleeting moment, you wish you were out there on the deck of a ship bound for somewhere you cannot see. Too little, too late. Your madness will break both of us, Lilith. It already has, my love. Just like those paintings you love so much. It's not my madness. Oh, no, no. It's your cowardice. Nothing more than a diseased reflection of faded memories in your mind. Like this place. Like me. Like you. Go on, eat. Porf meat. I cooked it just the way you like. It wasn't easy, but it melts slowly on the tongue. When the fat coats the roof of your mouth, it slips beneath your tongue, and you'll taste the herbs. A porf is a sacred animal in Cardia, known to live in herds. They have long manes and specialized pincers used for communication. Strongly driven by a sense of belonging, they bond only with certain homins. When threatened, they can secrete a toxic chemical. Gods, porf meat! Lilith, you've completely lost it. After the festival where we first met, and that first night, when you told me you loved me, we saw a porf, remember? It was magnificent. Its mane was long and beautiful. You remember, don't you, my love? Afterwards, we went to get something to eat. I couldn't stop thinking about it. You were mesmerized by that creature. You kept going on about how beautiful it was, how bright its mane shone, how proud it stood. Did you really think I could tolerate that, my love? That first night we met, we didn't eat anything, Lilith. No. No. She slams her hands on the table, leaning forward. Her eyes contorts with rage, her eyes wide and unblinking, bore into you, burning with intensity. No, 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 that's exactly what we ate. You told me how much you love me, how we would never be apart. Don't you remember what else? Do you remember what else you said? I said it didn't matter that you came from a different class. That's what you said, isn't it? I remember how your mother looked at me the first time we met, like I was a disgusting insect, or worse, a Bacter. I wasn't born a noble in Cardia. I was nothing to her, and you didn't stand by me. Lilith doesn't take her eyes off you, and every motion she makes to cut the pork meat with her fork shakes her entire body. Her head tilts slightly, the candlelight slipping through her crimson hair. Silky strands swing gently back and forth. Your gaze shifts downward. You realize she's not slicing the meat on her plate, but pressing the blade into her own forefinger with all her strength, blood mixing with the meat below. You step back. As you suddenly try to step back, the table leg scrapes against the wood. Your knees slam into the underside of the table. What's wrong, my love? You. Lilith's eyes follow your gaze to the porcelain plate in front of her. After a brief pause, she picks up a scrap of paper from the floor and presses it to her bleeding finger. And then, in a blink of an eye, she's suddenly right beside you. Oh, love, my love. If only you knew how happy it makes me to see you worry about me. But it is just a small cut. Don't fret. Are you okay? Her vacant eyes blink and then find yours. What did you say? Oh, I'm fine. It's just, I never told you how my mother died, did I? She was addicted to doping. Some said she was obsessed, but I never wanted to believe that. I must have been 7 when she had her final episode. Her stash was all empty, so she thought she could drink what remained of her own blood. It's an alchemic substance that induces happiness, but carries a high risk of addiction. When they found her, she drowned in herself. Tragic, though I used to think it was funny. But now I understand why she did it. Why? Because some obsessions are meant to consume you. They have to go deep. They have to become a part of who you are. Like you, like me, or like you becoming a part of me. You understand, don't you, my love? You must be inside me. Neither of us is complete until we're one. Shells within shells, voids. The candle flickers. Rain lashes against the windows. You listen until the soft patter of every drop echoes in your ears. Lilith's breath mingles with yours, and slowly she circles around and slips into the darkness. The woman watches you, unblinking. She waits, impatient, for you to eat. I can't put up with this madness any longer. Do you think you can defy fate? From the beginning, we were destined to be one. Neither you nor anyone else can stop this. Never, never, never. We head for the door. Standing up, your head spins. You steady yourself and move toward the door. Behind you, Lilith gasps. Just as your trembling hands reach the door, Lilith blocks your path. Eyes wide with madness, mouth agape. She clutches the knife she used to cut the meat. You instinctively tense up. Lilith, don't be ridiculous. Get out of my way. You've completely lost your mind. I haven't finished what I have to say, my love. Everything is ready for our souls to unite. We only have to die together. I wish I could have saved you from this pain, Lilith. Rain pounding against the windows intensifies. Lightning briefly illuminates the paintings, fresh and glistening, as if just painted. Your eyes drift toward the pork meat. It subtly moves on the bloodied plate. I can't let you leave, my love. You haven't finished your meal. Listen, I only came to understand you. Whatever you mentioned in your letter, that's why I'm here. I'm here to talk. Or I didn't come here to eat anything? Oh, I'm kind of torn. Well, let's go with 2. I didn't come here to eat or anything. You've lost your mind. You've changed. You're part of me and my body, my heart, my soul. Do you understand? You're mine, my love. Mine! I can't lose you again. On her maddened face, there's a terrifying grin mingled with dread. Veins bulge on her forehead and the whites of her widened eyes are bloodshot. Her grip tightens on the knife until her knuckles whiten. She steps towards you. Stop! Lilith's crazed eyes bulge as if ready to burst from their sockets. Beneath her ragged clothes, her chest heaves violently with each breath, and then suddenly, her skin splits apart like parched earth around an ever-blowing whirlwind on a distant island nation. Her cheeks, mouth, hair, your last shred of rational thought screams at you. Run. Your feet recoil in an archaic reflex. You stumble over one of the books scattered on the floor, crashing down. And for a brief moment, yellow pages spill out across the ground from the fallen book. You catch glimpses of your own drawings, a dining table, a woman clutching a knife, but there's no time to focus. Struggling to your knees, you crawl deeper into the house, and that's when you remember there's a passage leading from the basement to the cellar door outside. The cellar. I must get to the cellar. There's nothing left to separate us, my love. From the darkness of the corridor, Lilith's voice emerges, scarcely taking shape in her throat. It carries a strangeness of extra gay and creature that seems to have only just learned how to speak. You sprint and finally reach the cellar door. You reach for the door. Gripped by sudden terror, you seize the cellar's cold handle, expecting a hand to clutch your shoulder at any moment as footsteps grow louder down the corridor. But it never comes. As you push the door open, a wave of dampness and a nauseating stench of things that should long have been dead hits you in the face. Stepping through the doorway, you slam it shut, and as you bolt the door behind you, an abysmal silence and darkness wraps around you. You close your eyes and take a deep breath. Okay, and to translate this, it's from a poem, but the ending can say two different things, which is what it's famous for. It says, I hate and I understand. You ask why I do this? I do not know. But I feel it happening, and I am blessed. But it also could be in context. It could also mean, I hate and I understand. You ask why I do this. I do not know, but I feel it happening, and I am made whole. Which the second one probably fits this better, but it could be either one. Act 2, Echoes Deep Within. In the dark, you pause a moment. Your mind strains to grasp what this is. Lilith, food, creation. The dust and creak of boards mingle with your hurried breath. Beneath your feet, stairs descending. Lilith's creation. It was herself, wasn't it? Gods, what was that thing I saw? A frenzy heavy with hysteria. Perhaps the dreadful wrath of one returned from death. The madness of a soul trapped in an endless loop. How can you ever know what truth is anymore? What I just lived through was real. Few who face such dread believe it is real. Perhaps this time that belief will be what frees you from this basement. Where am I? Try to examine your surroundings. Few who face such dread believe it was real. Perhaps this time that belief will be what frees you from this basement. Where am I? Try to examine your surroundings. When the basement door closed, you felt yourself pulled into the void. Now beneath your feet, wooden steps leading down. Basement. Could I find a way through the basement? Once, on a sunlit morning of the first circuit, you saw Yell descend these very basement stairs. You followed after, finding her scratching at a hollow in the corner. When you drew near, you saw it was a hatch opening outwards, old, broken, hinges rusted. When Lilith saw it, she grew fearful. and a time cycle marking a third-year period on Gaia, divided into early, mid, and late circuit phases based on labor intensity. Okay. Could I use this hatch? You could try. In the end, do you have another choice? Do I remember what it looked like? Yes. A hatch made of wood, round, wedged among the stones of the wall, plastered with mud. You hardly noticed it before or after. I could use it to get out. We go down the stairs. The wooden steps groan beneath your tread. Their cries, like the house itself, are bitter shrieks. From unseen depths rise the heavy moan, a stink of mold and damp. One step, another, you go down. You re-rise from the dark as the basement stairs sink into an abysmal silence. Your steps find solid ground. Old memories. You remember the rooms beneath this house you once shared with Lilith. But like everything else, this place feels familiar now. Lilith. Her dread is still fresh, sharp, and ripe. Crystals growing between the stones in the wall cast a faint, pale light. When you lift your head, you see two doors standing tall in the wall ahead. Gods, I don't recognize this place. Where am I? We examine our surroundings. As your eyes adjust to the crystal's pale glow, you survey the chamber. The stone walls drip with dampness, cloaked in moss, and when you listen closely, you hear the crash of waves hammering the cliffside beyond. Knowing a world still awaits outside grants you a fleeting comfort. On the walls to the right, 2 circles are carved, harsh lines slashed between them, refusing union, drawn with hateful strokes. Before the wall where the crystal is embedded, a rotting wooden table leans into decay. On it rests a broken frame, coated in dust, and on the floor a melted candle and a blood-stained shredded journal. And examine the candle in the journal. You step among the scattered parchments and torn books, reaching for the journal fragments beside the candle. It crumbles in your grasp. You open it carefully. The bloodied script is unmistakable. It's Lilla's hands. Most of it is unreadable, but in the final pages, you can make sense of some hastily scrawled words. I'm shaping her. She will be complete at last. Is there any other way? No, no, no! It will be perfect. We will be complete. Together we will be complete with him. Lilith, what other twisted lunacies did you carve into these pages? Words are not enough. I need something deeper, more physical. Here in the basement of the house we once shared, I've hidden something of his. While he wanders around the house, he suffers his greatest regret in its deepest place. Should I tell him that she is not dead? The journal has been scratched, gouged, bloodied, as though Lilith needed to make her devotion visible. No matter how you try, there is little more to glean from the crumbling pages. You let the journal fall, and the air grows heavier. Your ears begin to ring. What else are you hiding in this room, Lilith? Despite the weight in your skull, you stagger to the table. Lift the broken frame. Beneath the dust, it is a picture you once drew, but the figure in the portrait has been furiously defaced, ringed with a mad scrawl. Bodies. We must be rid of the bodies, of them, of everything, of all that fails to unite us, even of you, my love, my love, my love. As you lean closer to study the picture, you hear the basement door at the far end of the stairs creak open. Lilith's twisted, ragged breath drifts all the way to where you stand. I need to get out of here. I have to find a path to the cellar door fast. You push aside the books, scattered parchments, and broken wood with your foot, and step closer to the doors. To the left is an iron door, rusted with the weight of years. Upon it is a symbol, old and long since stripped of meaning. The other door is heavy, made of damp wood, creaks faintly, as though breathing. Wooden door. Didn't they say wooden door? When you open the iron door, the sour stench of sweat and decay greets you. Fearing Lilith might be close behind, you step inside and quickly shut the door. You look around like before. The room is bathed in an uncanny blue glow of a crystal embedded in the wall. The air hums with expectation. And then a voice. Do you remember me? We look toward the source of voice, Aldi. Who are you? Who am I? I mean, I don't remember who I was, but, what I am. I know. You look closely. When you turn towards the voice, you see a young woman standing motionless in the corner of the room, her skin clinging tightly to bone. If not for her eyes, bright and piercing deep into your soul under the pale light, you might have mistaken her for a still silhouette of a statue. But then she tilts her head just slightly, and in that moment, you see it more clearly. There's something in the woman's eyes, something you once knew, something you once loved. Wait a sec. I know you. Finally. She made me. From beginning to end. Yes. What? Who did this? Was it Lilith? No, I didn't want this. Lilith, when she said our creation, was she talking about you? You wish it were so. You want this madness to end soon, to see Lilith's strange game come to a close. But no, this isn't the creation Lilith spoke of. This is a personal experiment of hers. What she has in store for you is something very different. Is Lilith? Shh. Don't say it. If you speak her name, she'll come. The young woman, hearing Lilith's name, presses herself against the wall. She pulls her shoulders inward, her eyes fixed on the door behind you as she speaks. I had to be good. I mean, beautiful. I had to be. Yes. Oh my goodness. When she pulls back, the crystal's light reveals her more clearly. A scar runs from beneath her neck up across her cheeks to her hairline. Her skin is stretched tight, as though cut and sewn back together along those lines. Her eyelids are gone. Her chin juts to a strange, sharp point, just as you once told Lilith you liked faces like that. The fingers she wraps around her arms are thin and possibly longer than anyone's should be, as though filed down, extended, altered, and again, exactly like the way you once told Lilith you liked them. The woman before you looks like someone who has been worked on constantly, reshaped piece by piece since she was a child. How could she do this? The young woman rises from where she cowered against the wall, and for a moment her smile reminds you of a woman you left at the table above. She sways her body slowly, just as Lilith used to. Then she takes a gentle step forward. For you, my love, I've become exactly the one you wanted. That's what you always wished for, isn't it? Look, I've become the body you desired. Lilith, I loved you for who you were, and I don't know which one to go with. Are you her? Did Lilith steal your body and soul? I've always still, been yours, love. The young woman collapses onto her knees as if she used every last ounce of strength. Breathless, she turns her gaze to you. Was that good? What? My lady, she said so. Stay here. If you're good enough, he'll love you too, she said. She said so. But if I'm just good enough, you'll love me, right? She tilts her head and looks at you. The sharpness of her chin casts an unsettling shadow in the darkness. You're not the one I love. I shouldn't have let her do this to you. The thing you're staring into isn't Lilith. It's just an empty shell. A twisted reflection, stripped to free will, and an uncanny amalgam where fragments of the young woman who somehow tangled with the essence she poured into it. And in that moment, a crashing wave of pity floods your entire being. But you can't tell who it's for, the woman looking at you with desperate hope, Lilith, or yourself. But Lady told, she told, if you're good, he'd love you. I failed, then I ain't good. She's the one who told you that, isn't she? She turned you into this, into something she wanted to be herself. She didn't just take your body, she claimed your soul, too. She just wants you to love me, as your love comes. That's how it should be, ain't it? That's how you wanted. The poisonous thoughts rooted deep within the young woman are so strong that her clouded eyes almost seem to reflect the innocence of the Lilith you once remembered. No, these aren't your thoughts. She shaped this role for you, and wants you to play it with your whole body and soul. You hadn't become the shape I desired. A shade of anger flickers across her face. Her hazy eyes begin to tremble in the crystal's light. You said you don't love me. Always, always, always. You don't see if you don't love me. Her arms fall limply at her sides, as if lifeless. I can't be what you want me to be. The person you are is good enough. It's just all of this it's terribly wrong. But she said, you're not, she said. Every time. If I'm good, why am I still coldness inside? Because she wants you like that, for you not to be yourself, just a shell. Do you remember at all before you came here? The young woman falters. Her expressionless face turns first to you, then to the crystal. You see her searching for something deep in her mind. Then, the skin stretched across her face shifts faintly. You want to believe she's smiling. Her body loosens. A white place once, with flowers. There were waves there. My mother, yes, she used to read to me sometimes. Things she mimes writing with her hand. A book? Yes, my lady told me if I were good on day, mother might read me a book again. She leans her body against the wall, her hands hanging limply by her sides. Her face locks onto you, expressionless. But I think that time will never come, because you'll never love me. Do you want your mother to read a book to you again, or that's enough? I need to get you out of here. I don't think we want to get closer to her. There's a weirdness stretching happening. Do you see? I don't know if it's my mouse doing it or if it's just... Okay, I'm gonna take my hand off the mouse for a second. No, it's the mouse. It's like it... That's so weird and creepy. Okay, anyway, I think number 2. Do you want your mother to read you a book again? She nods shyly. Then we need to get out. Suddenly, she opens her eyes wide and collapses to the wall she was leaning against. She covers her ears with her hands. Get out! No, it won't happen. My lady will find me. I can't go. I'm here. I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. You said don't love me. You'll come and you'll love me. Oh, they're both pretty good. Listen, you have to escape. Do you understand me? She's using you. Know the way out? There has to be a cellar door leading outside. There's a beautiful world waiting for you outside. Let's try that. There's a beautiful world waiting for you outside. Waves, huge, towering waves. When they crash against the cliff's edge, they send out sprays of white pearl-like foam. Whoosh! Books that tell of incredible tales and stories. She doesn't understand the words you say. With her hands over her ears, she just stares at your face. Her lips move constantly. I'm here. I'll stay here. I'll wait for you. You'll love me. She said so. We can escape. Do you understand me? I'll stay here. You'll come. You'll come back. You'll love me. You'll come. She no longer hears you. Curled up against the wall, hands over her ears, this hollow shell just rocks back and forth, murmuring that you'll come back, that one day you'll love her. The chains wrapped around her neck are drawn so tight, no force could ever free her from this place. I need to find a way out of this room. As the heavy weight of the air presses down on you, your eyes catch the doors nestled among the moss-covered wooden panels on the wall to your right. The first door is made of unpolished wood, but its surface is intricately carved with winding grain patterns like real tree bark, dried moss fragments, and root designs reaching upward. It looks as if it's been carved from the trunk of an actual tree. The second door, by contrast, doesn't look natural at all. Its surface is nearly ivory white, but faintly glowing raised patterns appear. Human bones, ribs and finger joints, jaw fragments, all intricately carved and joined together. You can't but help admire this art. A small inscription is etched near the edge of the door. The most delicious are the familiar. I think we're going to go for the tree trunk. Touch the door that resembles a tree trunk. When you touch the door, you feel a pleasant warmth, as if touching a living body. As your fingertips move across its surface, you hear a rhythmic vibration, like a heartbeat. In that moment, you see a large tree in a garden filled with white flowers. It was a sapling your father planted. When it grows, you'll sleep in its shade, he said. That day never came. Apparently we're still really sick. When you push the door ajar, a stifling silence of the empty room makes the rush of blood in your ears louder. The cracked crystal in the wall casts its uncanny blue light across the furniture and the doors. I don't remember a room like this. Where is this? Moisture and moss coat the walls. On the left corner sits a bed, its sheets stained with blood, urine, and pus. A cloth doll rests on the top. The floorboards are rotting, scratched, and battered, as though someone dragged things across them, slammed them down. Against the far wall stands a rusted metal table, its surface littered with mirror shards. Before it lies a collapsed chair, its legs bent. Brown stains cover it so completely that you can no longer guess its original color. Could the rag doll belong to the young woman from the other room? Or could the mirror, or is there anything about this table and mirror that catch my attention? The doll is in shambles, stained with black blotches, its eyes long since gouged out. One arm dangles loose, its fabric looks like it's been torn open and stitched back together again and again in different places. The padding that once gave its head shape has been entirely removed. Patches of mismatched cloth are sewn haphazardly across its body. Lying lifeless on a bed, the rag doll is a reflection, a crude replica of the woman murmuring to herself by the wall. Maybe it's best not to touch this doll. You slowly step back, deciding it's best not to disturb the endless rest of a toy filled with the marks of the past. Unlike the woman who's been experimented on, this doll seems to have found a peaceful sleep. Do you think this rag doll can dream in its sleep? As it has endured all this time the internal and unending torture of ruthless evil forced upon her, it has yet to be destroyed and scattered to dust by now. Then the answer to that question must be yes. Is there anything on the table pushed against the wall that catches my attention? The broken mirror, leaning against the wall, has nearly ornate, carefully crafted edges, but the glass itself is shattered right down the middle, as if someone tried to break through from the inside. The crashed and bent metal table is unusable. In its lower right corner, dried, blood-stained fingerprints remain. The table has a metal surface, scratched and dented and gouged repeatedly, but neither the marks nor the dried blood-stained fingerprints catch your attention. When you crouch beneath the table, you notice layers of deeply scratched words. If we're beautiful, well... Nope. If we're beautiful, we'll be loved. If we're beautiful, we'll be loved. If we're... Lilith's hatred has soaked into every corner. I think I've seen everything there is to see here. Time to move on and find the way out. You turn toward the doors. One looks old at first glance. Its wood is dark brown, fading to gray in places, cracked and mildewed with time. There's no visible handle, only a notch in the frame, worn smooth, not by force, but by habit. The other is newer by comparison, but it's not the honest kind of new, more like something rotten, polished up and presented as good as new. Its wood is pale, grainless, and natural. In its center sits a silver knob. Oh man, I am torn between which one. You press your hand against the hollow space and push. The surface isn't warm, but not quite cold either. Still, like the moment when a corpse has only just begun to cool, like the remnant of an existence once lived, then abandoned. The tips of your fingers snag lightly on the wood splinters, just like the times when, as a child, you ran your hands over the amicid box while hiding at your mother's alchemy table, just like the life you had before her death, and before you bore the weight of that responsibility. Fundamental alchemic material extracted from the depths of intestine, naturally imbued with energy or aura. Each possesses a distinctive aura that can only be activated through specific processes. Interesting. Paintings books, some of them resemble the ones I used to paint Lilith. She loved when I drew her. She said each of them carried a piece of her, so I didn't realize until just now I could click. The door beyond the arch opens and closes with a wind whose source that I cannot understand. It's the only place I can go. At first glance, it seems a cold and empty room. On the damp walls, the light seeping through the half-open door glimmers like scattered pearls. The dust, awoken from its endless sleep, rolls frantically around you. Then you see them, paintings and canvases thrown into the corners. Torn, ripped, shattered, a great hatred has turned every one of them into the wreckage of a massacre. The room opens into another door. The room opens into a corridor without a door. There must be something else I can find in the room. You turn your gaze away from the paintings on the floor. The beams supporting the low ceiling have come loose. The wooden shelves that once hung on the walls have fallen to the ground. Few books catch your eye where the shelves have collapsed. I didn't know Lilith was such a reader. Isn't this identical to her journal? You reach for one of the bound books on the floor. The book is quite heavy, and as you open the cover, faint crackling sounds come from the stitches and end-band holding the pages together, as if the book itself were groaning. You slowly turn the pages, but they are all blank, until the very last one. Etched into the inside of the cover is a single sentence. When the essence of the soul is migrated, it becomes indisputable that the body is but a simple shell. Something hidden here. From a narrow crack slips a folded piece of paper, its worn edges showing it's been read again and again. You carefully unfold the paper, its page torn from a prayer book, filled with notes scrawled across it, scribbles from a deranged mind. I void my existence. I do not belong to myself. I am a particle beyond the never-all, threshing flesh and trembling essence. I consent to be untangled and recreated beyond the gods, even before the Creator light and the Creator dark. Oh, never-all, untangle me, carry me, merge me with nothingness, so that neither I remain nor you stand apart. Let us be one beyond what is not, within the infinite. Read the notes along the edges. Not being able to have him doesn't mean I can't create him. A shell, like myself. Better, will I love it? Not the shell, but what's inside. Slowly migrate the part of him that loves me into me. Pristine desire will keep us alive. The creation she spoke of wasn't just one thing, was it? Lilith's madness runs deeper. Your whisper fades into the cold, damp stone, sinking deeper into Lilith's madness. You glimpse the reason behind her venomous love, and that's why leaving here becomes all the more vital. Slowly, you move toward the door at the end of the corridor ahead. Blood roars in your ears as you push the slightly open door. This must be the place where the cellar hatch lies. We pass through the gap. The door opens without resistance. Inside, it's a little brighter. Metal tables are scattered across the room, each layered with dried blood. On the floor, small pools of urine and pus mingle with damp stone, releasing an unbearable stench. And in the midst of it all hangs bodies on chains from the ceiling, rotten, hollowed out, left on hooks to be forgotten. Who dares disturb my century-long slumber? The voice sounds as if it's scraping its way out of a throat that shouldn't still be alive. Who are you? I'm over here. Come closer. I don't bite. Well, I'm kidding. Of course I bite. But right now, that's not really an option. I'm a bit tied up, you see. Oh, that is unfortunate. Corpse cut off at its waist. It's looking straight at me. Dozens of corpses hang from meat hooks, men, women. Who are they? God, the smell is unbearable. The thing before you is a body without its lower half, another of Lilith's experiments. Its arms are chained to the ceiling, a hook driven through its shoulders. Its head, lolling onto its left shoulder, watches you with curiosity. Doesn't take long to notice that one of its eye sockets is empty. What happened to you? What happened? It's kind of a long story. I can tell you, though. Come on, pull up a chair. Sit. I'm fine, right here, thanks. Are you going to tell me who you are? Oh, I'm just someone who talks, all right. You're asking no right questions, like none. Plus, you're in a rush. Got somewhere important to be, or something. Yeah, someone's after me, trying to kill me. I don't have time to stand around and chat. I must get out of here. Or, right questions. Let's try this one. Right questions. What even are the right questions? See, that's still not the right question. But don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. You know, the whole ex-lover drama and all that. He winks with one eye. Secrets? What secrets? Exactly, golden boy. That's exactly what I'm saying. There's no deep secret you've locked away. Nothing hidden. Nothing chained up inside you at all. He winks again. As he forces his head forward to wink, the movement causes the chains to clash. A metallic clatter that echoes through the corpse-filled room. The sound doesn't stop there. Somewhere in your mind, the noise starts to transform into a series of indistinct whispers. I don't understand. How do you know all this? What are you? Ha! Now that's the right question. I'm glad you asked, because the truth is, I haven't seen myself in a while. I don't know what I've become. But something's definitely missing. Definitely, she's been trying to fill that void with something else. She did it right. Lilith did this for her own amusement. For her own amusement? I don't think so. He shifts slightly, as if trying to straighten his chained, broken body. At first, she used a bit of memory, this sweet kind. Then came a few spoonfuls of guilt, indecision, and inconsistency. You know, the usual. And finally, from the part of her that still loved you, and that she couldn't handle anymore, she poured plenty of that. So yes, Lilith did these, but not for herself. She made me for you. She was trying to create you. I don't understand. She tried to create me. For me? Why would she do that? You don't understand because you still can't grasp the heart of it, golden boy. She wanted to recreate you in her own language, in the shape she chose. A version of you with no fear, no silence, nothing left unsaid. So she could pick up where you stopped, where you ran, where you left things unfinished. Well, that unfinished place is standing right in front of you. I didn't leave anything unfinished. I'm sure you didn't. I'm sure there was never a moment when an I love you rose up from your throat and you swallowed it down. I'm sure you never meant to say, I'll never leave you, and walked away instead. Meh, I'm sure your long-dead lover never suddenly came back to life either. The chains holding up the corpse strain tight. The strange yellow halo glows faintly in its single remaining eye. Below the waist where its body ends, rotted organs dangled from the hollow cavity. A wave of hot, damp air brushes against your face. Look, I'd love to stay and talk about what was left unfinished, really, but I need to get out of here. There's a cellar hatch somewhere around here. Where is it? So Lilith and her creations didn't really hold your interest, huh? Fair enough, then. If this room's what you seek to pass, then answer the riddles first. No need for glass. No riddles. The cellar is not here, golden boy. It's that way. As his left hand shifts, the chains clink and rattle against each other. Mind the doors. They have a reputation for taking you where you don't want to go. What do you mean? Do you still think you'll find that cellar door, golden boy? You still don't get it, do you? This place sits the bottom of the pit you've sunk into. Even if you haven't seen it yet, you're falling fast. And let me tell you, when you finally hit the bottom, it's going to hurt like hell. Maybe I had to see the bottom? I meant to break on the stones laying at the bottom of the well. Maybe. Oh, Lilith would have liked this, I'm sure of it. She's determined to annihilate anything she thinks stands between you and her. Even you, golden boy. I mean, your body. The bottom of that pit, she'd take whatever beauty is left in your shattered mind, gather it up from 10,000 broken pieces and remake it. Definitely her cup of tea. Is this how she created you? And here we come to the broken point. It twists its hands into the chain and leans slowly toward you. You'd think it was Lilith who made me. And you're not entirely wrong. It was she who pulled at my flesh, cut me, plucked out my eye. That's true. But who do you suppose gave her the material to work with? Lilith dragged me out from her moment of joy. The rest she filled with your untold words. What you could not create, golden boy, became what she created me. And what will kill me, you will be. You mean kill you're already dead? Well, now that one was new. I didn't know you could break my heart like that. Come closer. Let me show you what's been keeping me alive. All right, then. Here you go. Hold out your palm a little more. Yes, do not drop it. I really hate this part. You put out your hands. As you stand directly in front of the corpse, the stench becomes almost unbearable. Inside his empty eye socket, you catch a faint glimmer, something shimmering. Then the body starts to retch and convulse. He grips his chains tightly as something thick rises up his throat. At last, a dark reddish fluid oozes from his mouth, and he vomits until your outstretched hand. A mouthful of thick, warm bile fills your open palm, but within that heavy heat, there's something there. Dammy. Damn. Give me a second to catch my breath. Ugh. It's never easy coughing up the things Lilith stuffed inside me. Here you go, golden boy. Pretty sure this belongs to you. That. A crystal. Unformed. Still translucent. Something you once said when you truly believed you loved Lilith. A memory. Your greatest joy. And your greatest lie. That feeling clung to Lilith. She took it. Turned it into a ritual. Shaped it and made it into something else. Which memory is this? You watch as the corpse breath slows. The single eye sunken into its skull begins to dim, fading softly. A faint, genuine smile forms across its face. It can no longer speak. You wipe your hand clean, the round, translucent crystal is revealed. Veins pulse across its surface with a blue energy, throbbing like living tissue. Inside the orb, a vision takes shape. You feel Lilith's warm body pressing against yours, the softness of her lips pressing onto you, her fingers threading through your hair, her breath hot and immediate against your neck. Your body trembles. You're biting, tearing, devouring each other, consuming until nothing remains between you. And in that moment, you're whole, truly complete. Your bodies dissolve into one another, and you touch the essence, the core of Lilith's being. Then with your lips pressed to hers, you begin to speak. I will love you forever, Lilith. The crystal shatters in your hand, a sharp flash, and then thousands of tiny fragments scatter across the room. The corpse before you slips free from its chains, crashing into the pool of fetid, pus-laced water below. With one last effort, he turns his face towards you. Said the things you couldn't. Now the words are yours, golden boy. Break free from your chains, unblock them. We'll meet again very soon. The corpse looks at you, that same faint smile still on his face. The silence in the room deepens. Now I'll also carry the things you can no longer say. You close the corpse's eye. The corpse doesn't respond to your touch, and in this stillness, it looks almost like it's fallen into a peaceful, restful sleep. I better find a way out of here. You look around the room. As you return to searching the room, you feel something settle over you, a sense of expectation. The lifeless bodies strewn across this chamber are watching you. On the wall to your right, you see two distinct doors once again. The first door is sealed with rusted chains, but the chains aren't locked together. They merely hang there as if they tried to hold something back and failed. The other door stands slightly ajar. Behind it, nothing but darkness, no light, no life. The door stands slightly open. Nothing can be seen beyond. Pitch black darkness swallows everything. From the threshold, it feels as if a tremendous hunger seeps through for life and for all that lives. Hang down its frame. Everything about it feels strangely familiar. Each link reminds me of things I couldn't say. Chain door. The chains draped over the door aren't tightly bound together. They simply hang. Failed. Okay. See, from beneath the door, a faint cold breeze flows out, carrying with it a soft, flickering glow. Okay, open the chain door. You open the door and step inside. Your foot is met with the smooth surface without any texture. No stone here, no dust, not even an echo. Silence, a cold whiteness. The room is bright, far too bright. The light, overwhelms your eyes. There's nothing left that could remain in shadow. This room, why is it so bright? Where is the light coming from? That doesn't matter. Your gaze fixes on the white door standing directly before you. Ordinary, with nothing remarkable about it, simply waits for you to open it and step through. I have a strange feeling inside, like I wasn't meant to be here. You're not exactly wrong. That's why we should get out of here as soon as possible. Your footsteps echo upon the smooth stone. Because you have no shadow, you cannot be sure where you tread. Feels less like walking and more like gliding. This feels horribly wrong. Yes, because we weren't supposed to be here. Your story wasn't meant to continue this way, but we can fix that easily. How? By passing through those doors over there. All right. We head towards the door. Your footsteps echo upon the smooth stone. Because you have no shadow, you cannot be sure where you tread. Okay. We're repeating. Yes, because we weren't meant supposed. Yes, because we weren't meant to be here. Your story wasn't supposed to continue this way, but we can easily fix that. Heed my words and keep walking. The only thing that matters now is reaching the door and leaving this room. How come I must know? Know what? That beyond that door there aren't more doors, and behind those, more still, and behind those yet more. This is an endless labyrinth. You can't, and all you can do is hope. I can get out of here. I will see the waves of the sea and feel the winds caressing my face once more. Absolutely. Now, place one foot before the other and let's leave this place. Approach and open the white door. Yes, exactly. You reach for the door, you open it, you step through to the other side. It's that simple. You leave behind the empty, meaningless room that never should have been. The story flows again, just as it was meant to. You open the door, and what greets you is neither the whisper of the dead nor darkness. It's a warm room lit by amber tones, filled with a pleasant scent, a familiar scent. Notes of phenolin dance with the resonance breath of lucin, and for a moment your nose stings and your eyes well up. You know this smell. Right in front of you stands an old wooden table. Scattered pages lie around it, along with small alembics and chemical traces. And someone who is there, a woman, a very old woman. Her golden hair, streaked with gray, is tied up in a bun in the back of her head. At the hearth built into the wall, she stirs something inside a glass bowl. She doesn't seem to notice you. Slip inside quietly and watch what she's doing. You step inside carefully and quietly. The old woman's hunched back is turned toward you. From the counter, just to the left of the hearth, she takes a powder and adds it to the mixture. A hiss rises from the glass bowl. The woman waits and then lets out a sigh. Not right, not quite right. Another method, another, Dissolution. If Lilith wants this to work, the missing piece must be found. What is she trying to do? Some kind of mixture, judging by the ingredients. Advanced alchemic formulas. Vials of Newton dopin sit on the counter. But the real matter isn't on the counter. Look at the floor. It's on the floor. Some kind of circle. Looks like a map, inscribed with formulas and symbols. A map of what? You can't tell. Even for you, this is an advanced formula. Maybe, if you see what the woman is stirring, you can figure something out. Move a little closer to get a look at the mixture on the hearth. Missing something. The woman suddenly turns around. The moment she sees you, she freezes in place. A warm smile spreads across her face. The dark circles under her eyes and wrinkles give way her age. Ah, a guest. Welcome, young man. I only wanted to see what you were doing, ma'am. I didn't mean to frighten you. Don't worry at all. Come, darling, sit. She gestured to a chair in front of the wooden table. Thank you. You sit on the chair. You must be tired. I'm sure it's been a long journey for you. As you let go of the tension your muscles have held for so long, you feel the ache rising from your calves. In this warm room filled with familiar scents, you realize for the first time just how exhausted you are. You are tired, Elbic. Truly tired. But you have no time to rest. Don't forget why you came here. You are searching for a cellar hatch. The way to freedom. Yes, I'm tired. You can rest here, darling, for as long as you like. Are you an alchemist? She lifts her gaze from the papers for a moment. Yes, I used to be. Used to? She returns the hearth, pouring a blue powder she warmed over the naked flame into a vessel. I had an accident. Long ago, my laboratory burned. We could end the conversation here. Don't ask how the accident happened. But that isn't... Let's see. I have a sneaky suspicion of who she is. I wonder if I'm right. Narrator says don't ask. Should we listen to the narrator? What kind of accident? A tragic accident. My 7-year-old son played with the mixture I was working on. To him, it must have seemed like a game. She lifts a vial of blue liquid from the bench and lets the light shine through it. I suppose he thought he could do alchemy better than I could. Or maybe he simply thought it would be fun to mix the colorful liquids. Who knows? This feels so familiar. When I entered the room he was at the mixture, I scolded him a little, and then sent him off to bed. I never suspected he might have tossed something into it. I kept working, and when the laboratory exploded, I could smell my own burning flesh. Liquid dextrose and VIP, when combined at high temperatures, they trigger a sudden, violent release of heat. But you didn't know that then. That's what detonated your mother's laboratory. Wait a second. Wait. There's no need to worry, darling. None of this was ever your fault. You don't have to keep living with this guilt. So what are you suggesting? That I should just let it all go, run away, and pretend to be happy as if nothing happened? Now, that's the most sensible thing you've said so far. We need to escape. It's not a bad idea at all. Ask her where the cellar hatch is. Haven't we seen enough death and corpses for one day? Run away? Well, if that's what you want. I'm only telling you to lay down the burden on your shoulders. The day your mother died in the laboratory, it wasn't your fault. Those are kind words. Thank you, but I don't want to hear any more about death and loss. Unless you're... Right, narrator? Right. I knew. I thought you have realized by now. I am your mother, darling. No, impossible. My mother died. They never found her because she was gone so many years ago. I know, darling, I know. You thought I was gone, but I couldn't leave. And I see now I wasn't the only one who burned that night, because nothing has ever managed to tear the guilt from your mind. You believed if not for that night, you would find me here in this room. That's why I'm here. I wanted to be like you. This work was everything to you, and I wanted to make you proud. What is that sound? And you did. That night when I saw you here, I was proud of you, darling. Proud that you tried to understand the formulas, that you mixed the colors, a world taking shape in your hands. New and more beautiful, a place that could be remade beyond darkness and absence, where we could begin again. But if you stay here trapped in this loop, you'll never begin. No. You want to stay in this loop. It's safe here. You know what will happen. You know what waits behind each door. Well, most of the time. Don't get close to the truth, because there you'll find nothing but ruin. Then why are you here, Mother? To forgive me? Oh, no, darling. A woman steps a little closer. The scent of beeswax and bergamot fills the air. You feel warm and safe. She gently places her hand against your cheek. I forgave you long ago. I'm here because you needed to forgive me. Did you love me? Always, darling. Even when you thought you had killed me. Take me out of this loop, Mother. Take me somewhere I can finally shake off this weariness. What? What do you think you're doing? Do you think that with that tiny brain of yours you can break this loop? I'm the one who made you. You. You're nothing but a fucked up piece of flesh. Do you understand? Without me, what meaning could reality possibly hold? Tell me. Mother. Come with me. The woman leans against the far wall. You think you can get out of here? And steps towards the alchemy cabinet. Without me, you are nothing. When I open this door, I don't know what will be waiting for you on the other side, darling, but I know you'll overcome it. Your mother places a gentle kiss on your cheek, where a tear has just rolled down. No, I won't allow this. You step through the open door of the alchemy cabinet to wake up in a new life down by the seaside. When I wake, will I be happy? Most likely not, darling, but you will be yourself. We step into the cabinet. When I came to against the wall, the pain in my skull was unbearable. Must have been another foul dream again. Sit up and look around. Achievement unlocked. Wake up. Water trickles from the ceiling again. Moonlight. Must be midnight or thereabouts. The house is collapsing. 5 years, dust and decay. I'm hungry. You look around. The dining table and its toppled chairs remain, and on the table, dust cake plates. Ugh. Water drips again from the loft above, and insects scatter across the floor. Are you searching for food, too? Huh. That sound. What was it, Lilith? Go to the kitchen. The kitchen's empty. Cockroaches scatter across the counter. Am I hungry? Not truly. What was desire meant to feel like? There is nothing here. I killed Lilith. Did that voice come from inside? What? Is this real? Return to the living room. The same floorboard groans beneath me. Is it my guilt that weighs it down? The windows shattered. Did I do that? Likely. Doors lie toppled. One leg of the table sag. Oh, fuck me. One leg of the table sags, ready to snap. What was that noise? Lilith, is that you? The kitchen's empty. Remember, or imagine the silk of Lilith's crimson hair beneath my hand. She had called me to the basement. Did that voice come from inside? Go upstairs. Here was your bedroom once. The sheets lie rotten now. I feared her, Lilith. Mad, yes, mad. Huh. She loved me more than she loved herself. The bed is broken, collapsed. Water drips from the ceiling, gathering here. What? Did someone call to me? There are paintings watching over these stairs, beautiful once. Lilith and I together. Now nothing remains, nothing at all. Boards creak everywhere, splintering, falling apart. Boards creak everywhere, splintering, falling apart. The plaster has fallen from the walls, exposing what's beneath. This is it. Yes. Here they took her after I betrayed her. They seized her arms and dragged her away. First, they cut out her tongue so she could conjure no alchemy again. Lilith, is that you? Return to the living room. Dining table overturned, chairs, plates still on the table, white porcelain, only dust from the ceiling beams piled on top. Did you call out to me? What was that? The kitchen's empty, the cockroaches scatter across the counter. I'm not hungry. I imagine I remember or imagine the silk of Lila's crimson hair beneath my hand. She called me to the basement. Did that voice come from inside? Everything is rotting. I drag my feet forward. Did the sound come from here? Empty, but... Ah, that basement door. Yes, of course, that place they took Lilith. What did you say? Is that voice coming from here? Open the door. Darkness. The stairs have long since crumbled. She told me herself. This is where they carried her out. They took her, then they cut off her limbs, so she could never walk again. I'm coming, my love. Are you calling to me? Where are you? Return to the living room. Dining table overturned, chairs, plates on the table, white porcelain, and only dust from the ceiling beans piled on top. Did you call out to me? What was that? I am trying very hard to avoid to go to the basement. The kitchen's empty, the cockroaches scatter across the counter. I'm not hungry. I remember or imagine the silk of Lila's crimson hair beneath my hand. She had called me to the basement. Did that voice come from inside? Everything is rotting. I drag my feet forward. Did the sound come from here? Empty, but... Ah, that basement door. Yes, of course, the place they took Lilith. What did you say? Is that voice coming from here? Darkness, the stairs have long since crumbled. She told me herself. This is where they carried her out. They took her. Then they cut off her limbs so she could never walk again. I'm coming, my love. Are you calling to me? Where are you? Do you think I can keep circling around? I'm gonna try. I think I have no choice, guys. Darkness, let's see. Alright, go down. A blue light. Where could it be coming from? This is the basement with one room, damp stones covered in moss. She had drawn a circle here. She had stood at its center. And when they took her, they flayed her face so no one would ever recognize her again. My love? Lilith? The blue light shimmers over your wet clothes, right? The salty water of the sea drips down from where you were thrown. Your hands are severed. Coagulated blood pools black at your feet. The flayed pieces of your face hang oozing pus. Your lidless eyes stare at me. My love. Lilith? I'm sorry. My voice echoes off the stone. Her arms hang limply at her sides. Motionless, there's rage in her eyes. Lilith, my love. She doesn't answer me. Not sure she hears me. From the slit in her bare face, shaped like a mouth, black fluid drips out. It spills to the floor. Lilith, is that you calling to me, my love? Where are you? All your memories will slowly melt away, like tears in the rain. The end. 2 of 8. So there's a total of 8 endings. So we went crazy. I have a feeling that there is no good ending, or if there's only one good ending. It says Chief Eating Officer. See, it was the cat. All right. All right, so that is 2 of 8. I will do some research to see how to get the other endings, and I will bring them back. But this was my blind playthrough. I picked how I would pick. And yeah, I'll be back if I figure out the other endings. Thanks so much for keeping me company.